Hi, guys. My name is Nicole. I am a licensed clinician, and we're here talking about everyday things that impact our mental health and fitness. And we just went through a series on discussing alpha male, and now we're on to alpha female. What is it? Does it occur in nature? And what does that look like when it occurs in nature? How is it exemplified in humans? All of those good things. So we ended our alpha male discussion with looking at chimpanzees, bonobos, and gorillas. Not bonobos, baboons. So in baboon species, we see that they do have an alpha male who is alpha basically over the whole troop. And then there is also an alpha female that is below the alpha male in ranking, but she's kind of the leader of the other females in the group. They tend to also be matriarchal in that once a female achieves status, they pass that on to their children. So the same can be seen in chimpanzees. And we know from Jane Goodall's work with chimpanzees that the alpha females aren't as aggressive, so they don't win their status by aggression or violence or essentially like physical domineering or dominance. It's more because they make alliances and they have a little bit more of like an emotional intelligence to use other methods, social methods of gaining status. Going back to baboons, also, we know from one of the last videos that I did that male baboons, alpha male baboons, tend to have extremely high stress hormones. Interestingly enough, the alpha females have like 8% less stress hormones than everybody else in their group. And um, part of the reason why we think that that is because they have nobody above them to push them around, and they're not responsible for the physical safety of their people that they're people the baboons that they're leading. So um they have different worries essentially, or maybe no worries really. They just kind of are there because everybody likes them there, and they get to benefit from that. That all said, there are not a lot of instances of alpha females in the wild, and also there are matriarchal animal species where a female leads, but it doesn't always mean that she's alpha. So, for example, in gorilla groups, they have a little bit of a matriarchal setup wherein female gorillas will stay with their mothers their entire lives and form bonds with other females in the troop, but they're not alpha females. They're not in leadership positions within that troop. Looking at like African elephants, they live in very tight knit family groups led by a matriarch. I've mentioned them before. The matriarch is usually just kind of the oldest and most experienced female alive. Same with humpback whale pods, orcas, other ocean mammals. The same thing. That there's the matriarchal is the generational, the one who's been here the longest and knows the most. She's the leader, but then there's also kind of like democracy underneath that. Whereas in alpha situations, that alpha is just in charge, and they don't have to be the oldest or anything like that. Although, like we saw with baboons and chimpanzees, they kind of pass down their status as well. So there could be matriarchal society structure within the alpha structure.